Welcome back to United Insider TV for the critical update on Manchester United's midfield transfer strategy. After weeks of speculation about club record bids and astronomical price tags, the stark financial reality has hit INEOS and Ruben Amorim hard. The hunt for a midfield anchor has shifted, and the club has landed on a definitive Plan B. That player is João Gomes. The Brazilian Wolves midfielder has emerged as the clear, favored target for a potential January move, and the reasons are simple, urgent, and driven entirely by cost. Gomes appears at the very top of the new list of favorites, designated as a cheaper alternative to the two players previously identified as ideal targets, Carlos Baleba of Brighton and Elliot Anderson of Nottingham Forest. This is a story of ambition meeting a harsh financial wall. The Red Devils now view the fees demanded for both Baleba, the $115 million priority, and the rising cost of Anderson as simply out of financial reach for the current stage of the rebuild. The club cannot afford another record-breaking, high-risk purchase in the short term. Instead, Amorim and the board have focused on the $44 million proposition that João Gomes represents. This is a massive development that confirms United is entering the January window prioritizing value and necessity over the blockbuster signings promised just months ago. This is the compromise window, and today we reveal the high-stakes gamble Manchester United is making with a cheaper, mid-season signing. To understand the sudden shift to João Gomes, we must revisit the catastrophic failure of the pursuit of the A-list targets. Manchester United needs a generational midfielder. That was the mandate from Amorim. The names at the top of the list, the players seen as truly transformational, were Carlos Baleba and Elliot Anderson. Baleba, the Brighton powerhouse, was confirmed by Fabrizio Romano as a priority target who was very keen on the move. But the price, anchored by the Caicedo precedent, was the immovable object. Brighton made it clear, $115 million or nothing. For a club that needs to buy two midfielders and is still recovering from years of disastrous spending, that fee proved too crippling to commit to right now. Similarly, Elliot Anderson, the dynamic Nottingham Forest midfielder, has seen his valuation soar. With multiple clubs tracking him in his consistent, impressive form, his price tag is now comfortably north of $50 million. And Forest, desperate to avoid relegation, would rather sell their star attacker than lose their engine room in mid-season. The consequence is a financial reality check. Amorim would love to sign a marquee addition, but INEOS is not flush with cash right now. They need to do smart business, and they cannot afford to be priced out of the entire window. Therefore, the pivot to João Gomes is not an upgrade. It is a retreat. It is the tactical admission that the club must look for a strong, reliable talent that comes with a lower entry fee. The $44 million valuation for Gomes, compared to $115 million for Baleba, is the driving force behind this entire operation. This is a calculated risk to stabilize the squad now, rather than waiting for a potentially ruinous bidding war in the summer. The reason the João Gomes deal is suddenly feasible hinges entirely on the disastrous situation at Molineux. Wolverhampton Wanderers are rooted at the bottom of the Premier League table. The possible relegation of Wolves is the single greatest piece of leverage Manchester United has in this negotiation. If Wolves were mid-table, the price tag would likely be closer to the $70–80 million mark, making the deal impossible. But with the threat of the drop looming, the club must prepare for the financial fallout, and selling a key asset for $44 million now looks like a responsible business decision rather than a panicked fire sale. João Gomes himself is fully aware of the club's precarious situation, and this is why he does not close the door to a move to Man United. He is highly ambitious. He has a World Cup with Brazil next summer to consider, and he understands that he needs to be playing at the highest level, not fighting a losing battle against relegation to secure his place in the national squad. The Brazilian midfielder has consistently impressed since joining Wolves in January 2023, quickly becoming one of the league's standout midfielders, even in a struggling team. He is featured in every one of Wolves' league games this season, showing his durability and importance. He is a shining light in a dark season, and he represents the fastest way for Wolves to raise funds for a necessary squad overhaul. However, there is still one major hurdle,
Wolves promised to their new boss, Rob Edwards. Reports suggest Wolves have promised Edwards they will not sell their most valuable assets in January to give them the best possible chance of avoiding the drop. This means United might have to wait until the summer, but the fact that the player is open to a move and the price is set makes a massive bid irresistible for INEOS if they truly want a January injection. Now, let's look at why Ruben Amorim would be happy to sanction the $44 million move, even if João Gomes was not the initial priority. Amorim's core requirement is simple. He wants an athletic, Premier League-proven midfielder who can complement Casemiro's experience and provide the necessary engine room stability. Gomes fits this profile perfectly. He is relentless. He is a defensive enforcer, a player that Matheus Cunha, his former Wolves teammate, once praised, drawing comparisons to Casemiro himself. Cunha said Gomes made him feel secure on the pitch and described him as unbelievable. This endorsement from a current United star carries significant weight within the club. Gomez's style of play offers United exactly what they need, a high-motor, ball-winning midfielder who thrives in the chaos of the Premier League. He provides the tenacity that has been missing when Casemiro has been sidelined or fatigued. While Baleba and Anderson might possess slightly higher ceilings for ball progression, Gomes provides the raw, dependable defensive quality that Amorim's system demands in the double pivot. It's a move that immediately strengthens the core of the team, protects the back three, and frees up players like Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount to operate further forward. The $44 million cost transforms him from a luxury purchase into a savvy, necessary piece of business that addresses the midfield crisis now. The move for João Gomes forces a fundamental question upon INEOS and the fans. Is this a brilliant piece of business or an early sign of compromise? On one hand, securing a Premier League proven player who is still young, 24, for $44 million in the modern market is a tremendous piece of value. It allows the club to save the bulk of its transfer budget for a massive summer signing, perhaps a forward or a world-class center back, while addressing the most pressing weakness in January. This is shrewd financial management. On the other hand, it sends a dangerous signal that United is already settling for Plan B. The club spent months identifying Carlos Baleba and Elliot Anderson as the transformative signings, only to pivot to a cheaper alternative when the price became too high. This mirrors the panic and poor planning of previous regimes. Are we buying a player who is truly the Casemiro replacement? Or are we just buying a reliable, good player who won't elevate the team to title contention? If Gomes arrives, it would likely be on a permanent deal, filling one of the key slots Amorim needs. This means the club is committing to a future where they prioritize dependable quality over superstar potential in the midfield pivot. For $44 million, the price is fair, but the pressure to perform immediately will be immense, especially since he is arriving as a forced alternative. This is the ultimate test of the new sporting director's recruitment philosophy. Can smart, disciplined spending on a high-value asset deliver the same success as splashing $100 million on the consensus target? This is the United Insider TV final verdict. The pursuit of João Gomes is the sound of Manchester United's massive transfer ambitions being brought back down to earth by the reality of $115 million price tag. Gomes is the necessary compromise, a reliable, tenacious, and relatively inexpensive solution to a critical problem. He is a good player, he is a Premier League player, and he is available. Amorim needs stability in January to maintain the push for European places, and Gomes offers that immediately. The threat of Wolves' relegation makes this possible, and the $44 million price makes it achievable. This move is a strategic retreat from the transfer battlefield, but a victory for the balance sheet. This is the biggest question of the January window. Is $44 million for João Gomes the greatest bargain of the season or a permanent downgrade on Amorim's long-term vision? Now, the conversation shifts to you. In the comment section below, tell me, would you rather pay $44 million for João Gomes now or wait until the summer and pay $115 million for the priority target, Carlos Baleba? Do not hold back. Tell me if this is a masterstroke or a massive mistake. If you appreciate this kind of raw, unfiltered transfer insight, smash that like button and make sure you are subscribed to United Insider TV with notifications turned on. The January transfer window is officially open. Thank you for tuning in.